Welcome into another episode of the 615 Sessions podcast. Hope everybody is having a great week so far. So, a couple of news and notes before the Titans travel to Kansas City, where I'm headed just about 24 hours, maybe, not 24 hours, about 12 hours, bad at math, where I'll head in about 12 hours from now at the time of this podcast taping. Looking forward to a couple of different things to share with you guys. One in particular, a portion of the interview I did with Titans cornerback Kristian Fulton, who's been just objectively a badass in coverage since he's returned from injury in this 5-game winning streak that they've had. So you hear a portion of that from my radio show on 104.5 The Zone. But first, we're also going to give you some updates, injury updates, and a status check on quarterback Ryan Tannehill. I am, however, going to tell you about Two Rivers Ford, as I always do, because they make this podcast possible, where you go for 2023 model year Fords. Two Rivers Ford makes getting a 2023 Ford fast, easy, and fun, just as they always do with the car buying process. You can custom order a Ford the way that I did with my 2022 Ford Explorer. You can get an Escape, Mustang, F-150, Bronco Sport, so many options for you. You can go test drive them at the dealership in Mount Juliet or give their non-commissioned sales staff a call at 1-800-900-1000 and get your information that you need while they help you find the vehicle that best fits your family's budget and needs. That's why they're the best. Two Rivers Ford in Mount Juliet or online at tworiversford.com. So, Ryan Tannehill. Now, we are recording this Friday after practice, about 1:35 p.m. Central Time. And at this point, the status of the Titans starting quarterback is still unknown. Now, if you'll recall, dealing with the ankle injury and an illness that he was a late addition to the injury report on last Friday, Tannehill missed this game, his first start missed with the Tennessee Titans since taking over the starting job. Now, we talked to him on Wednesday. He informed us that the ankle injury was more of the reason that he ended up missing this game, and he has yet to practice fully at any point this week. Limited Wednesday and Friday, DMP on Thursday. So, what does this mean moving forward? Well, it's entirely possible that Tannehill can play and that they make it an actual last-minute determination. It is possible that we could see Malik Willis give it a go again, even though that sample size, I think, was enough for Titans fans and everybody paying attention to understand that he is just really, at this point, nothing personal, but just at this point, not a very good football player. He may get there at some point. This is not the time. And to do that against a substantially better defense in the Kansas City Chiefs, it's not a scenario that you would want him out there for. Now, there is Logan Woodside on the practice squad, and that, I think, is a scenario that seems daunting at best. I will say, though, against the Chiefs in particular, you have a better chance of executing whatever semblance of a passing game you have right now with Woodside as opposed to Willis, even though Willis represents the opportunity for more explosive plays, be they through the air or on the ground. I think there's a substantial knowledge gap for the amount of plays that you can run with Woodside versus Willis at this particular point in time. We'll see what happens. I think it's trending more likely than not that he plays on a Friday afternoon. That could end up being wrong by the time we get to Saturday because he'll have a lot more medical evaluations done between now and then. How much a day's rest or 2 days rest, how big a difference that actually makes, who's to say? But not an ideal situation for the Titans, whether he's banged up or unavailable to go. Now, another injury situation before we let you hear this interview with Kristian Fulton. Elijah Molden was designated to return from practice this week, or from injured reserve this week, and did practice this week. Now, Mike Vrabel has said he does not envision Elijah Molden being called up for Sunday's game. This also comes in a game where you will be without Amani Hooker. He was downgraded from questionable to out with a shoulder injury versus the Texans. He was not available for them throughout the course of the week of practice and then summarily ruled out on Friday. So just when the secondary seemed to have a grasp on things, probably going to be some Terrence Mitchell, probably going to be some Lonnie Johnson mixed in there alongside Andrew Adams, who is already a starting safety in their big nickel pack. And we got Kristian Fulton, who's on the line with us, Titans cornerback, getting ready to head out for the day at practice. What's going on, Chris? Kristian, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
What's happening?
Not much, man. Just making it. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. We've been talking about this game, Sunday Night Football, that you guys got coming up. I mean, the defense, Kristian, continues to exceed any expectations that you guys already set for yourselves. It's been really crazy to watch y'all work the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's good, to get some guys healthy back, playing, and the pieces that we did added, guys are catching on quick, and I think we starting to gel more. Just having that bye week, we kind of figured out things, where we were lacking at, as far as the defense, and what we were giving up, and I feel like we focused in on those things, and that's helped us play better, as a unit.
All right, so Lucas has the highlight of the interception. I want to ask you what you saw on this play, but first let's hear from Mike Keith.
Mills changing the play in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Mills firing, and it is intercepted. Fulton with the interception. Kristian Fulton down immediately at the 31, stepped in front of the receiver and picked off the pass. And for Fulton, it's his first INT since December against Jacksonville. He is playing fantastic football for the Titans.
All right, so we looked around at ourselves in the press box and said, what the hell is Davis Mills doing throwing at that, trying to take advantage of that one-on-one matchup? We thought that was crazy upstairs.
Yeah, I mean, they really, when they bring in, they had like a big personnel group. So you would think they'd come in and run the ball, but because they had like, 3 tight ends on the field maybe. But, I just knew that they wanted to get the ball out quick, with them being in the formation that was in. And, I mean, we were in man, so I figured they would try to pick us, short yardage, third down. So that's just my thought process, as the play was going on. And I kind of just read the route that he was running, and I, just jumped out of the way of the pick, that was coming for me.
Yeah, and I mean, that's not easy to do, to fight through that traffic. Obviously, these are things that just from our untrained eye that you can kind of make out on the field. Obviously, there's a great deal of preparation and detail that puts you in a position to recognize that. But as far as that's concerned, Kristian, you seem to be continuing to build upon that each week. It's been really impressive to watch since you kind of got back into the lineup. I know injuries have been a thing for everybody at any given point in a season, but still, it's been cool to see.
Yeah, appreciate that. Like I said, just trying to, build each week, on my game, find the little things, that teams may spot out that I could be better at, and just build on those things. Like I said, after the game, just want to get into the world to where I'm not giving up those 1 or 2 plays. They might not be critical, or they weren't critical, in the first few games, but they'll end up being critical, down the line. So just being locked in, even more, with my technique and the details of each call.
Okay. We'll see how this one goes. We'll do a Titan game day morning, probably about 11 a.m. Central Time from Kansas City. Of course, I'll have Titans pregame radio coverage for you as well, locally here in Nashville on 104.5 The Zone, with Blaine Bishop and Mickey Ryan. There'll be a lot of conversation around a fun football weekend, man. This is going to set up to be pretty unique between Tennessee heading down to Georgia as the number 1 team in the country, and the Titans on Sunday Night Football against one of the teams in the AFC that's just playing at a unbelievable level with the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll see what happens. We'll certainly talk about it when next we speak. No prime time, remember, on Sunday night, as that will be a situation that we will it'll be in the middle of the game. So no prime time. We're not going to do that. You guys wouldn't watch. I wouldn't want to do it because I'd be busy working. So we all got better things to do at that particular point. As much fun as we all have together on the prime time show. On the way out the door, a quick reminder that this podcast is made possible by Superbook Sports, where you can go to wager on Sunday Night Football on the Vols in Georgia, whatever your heart desires. Superbook Sports accepts wagers on every major sport. Their app is great. Download it today. See how clean and easy it is to use. They'll even have the Tennessee teams tab for you to be able to bet particularly great odds boosts and promotions on your favorite local teams. Vols, Titans, Preds, Grizzlies, they've got it all in the Superbook Sports app. They'll also match your first bet up to $1,000, win or lose, no matter what the situation is. So they will make sure that you enjoy the experience with Superbook. Superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789.